Alright, welcome back. Got a sheep. I cleared out some of this, just sort of plateauing it down to the ground level, or sea level, really. It's not a huge concern at the moment. Overall, it will be. I need the dirt sooner than later, and then more later is I need the sand. And there's a hole in the ground. And the rocks to an extent, these to way less an extent. Because I don't care about the ites. But, I think I have... I know I have enough of this to get started. I should have enough dirt to kind of work with the... It's sand. With the, internal structure of the village. I'd also need dirt for the outside. And I've got this much wood, which I guess is probably enough to start with. So, let me figure out where... I know I made a diamond shovel to make that easier to do. That's more than I need, so let's just put that back. Oh, what do I have for... Yeah, I could use more of that then. A little low at this point on charcoal, but I just made a bunch of torches, so I'll be okay for a minute. Actually, let me... That was sort of dumb. Oh no, that is what I want. I'm just thinking I could probably set this up in advance. And I have trees again. And that way I can do this without really thinking too much about counting. Although I still have to figure out where the torches go, so that it's more about rhythm, though. Yeah, hi. Cat's sitting on the headrest of my chair and reaching at stuff. Which she's good at. She, actually, the other day, I've got this big whiteboard next to me. She was pulling little magnets off the thing. When she ran out of those, she just reached up and took the whole whiteboard down. And this isn't like a, you know, whiteboard you get at a supermarket. I have those. They're magnets attached to this. This is a big, you know, almost scholastic. And she just pulled it off the damn wall. She's huge. Shut up. And stop pulling things off the walls. Oh, if you're wondering about the evident... Where am I? Okay. What about that? Am I still okay there? Yeah, I guess so. The evident downtime, if you're keeping track of the clock in the lower corner. I got some sleep. And if you're still keeping track, I don't sleep that long. I was getting pretty fluttery. Which I could probably think a little more about, because I just realized I haven't had anything with caffeine since I woke up. Is this looking... Yeah. Oh, so give me a sec to... fill all this in, or finish this perimeter, and then I'll open a soda. Okay. Still have use for all this and more. But that's the perimeter of the village. And I'm not awake yet. Can't walk. And you'll notice these guys are actually inside of it. I'm pretty sure... Yeah. I shouldn't have to move them around too much as I build inward to actually create a village. Ah! How did that not work? And that can sort of be not there. I would kind of like a sapling to replant the tree. Well, that's weird. Well, I have backup saplings. And that gets me over 2 stacks, but I'm not sure it's by enough. Because once if you haven't seen the other videos where I've done these before, there'll be doors all along anywhere there's not a torch, there's going to be a door, so that I can have this huge self-contained village thing. That, you know, encourages like breeding and stuff. Which, in a way, this is, if you have seen the other series, I did one where I didn't have any farmland. I was in Skyblock and trying to accumulate enough dirt to consider doing a villager farm. It was ridiculous. It was going to take a lot. And because I was able to at least trade in oak logs to get dirt. But so that was just a basic village that was this shape. It wasn't didn't really, I couldn't walk away and ignore it. I had to keep up with it to keep the villagers breeding. In the SkyGrid one, then, I did a one's more similar to what I'm doing here, in as much as I had a the third layer in, this being the second, was water. And that way it was able to hydrate farmland, because I did have that. Well, I had dirt, which becomes farmland. And therefore the village fairly quickly jumped up to, it was commonly like 96 villagers. And, you know, I don't need these right now, and I'm not gonna... There's a real kind of danger of thumping down a torch in the water here. Doesn't really hurt the water, but then I either have to give up and not get the torch back, or work real hard to get it back, and I just, why bother? Okay. In this case, I'm going to have that same trough from the SkyGrid, but I'm not going to bother because the water exists already. I'm just going to have, you don't go here, I'm just going to build a wall on top of it. I'm going to take a nap. Actually, I'm going to do, I said I was going to get out of the whole Dirt Life house. Technically, that's true. I'm going to bring this over here and, let me think. I'm going to set it here. It's moderate risk of monsters showing up and climbing in, but I don't think it's a big deal. Alright, yeah, so now I just finished this wall here. Although there's a couple more elements to it. Partly it's just this wall. This is the easy part. But villagers can just jump up and get out as it is, so I'm going to go back over it with half slabs, which prevents them from jumping up and getting out, and also prevents things spawning on it, because I don't want that. Hey cat, don't step on the power. Power strip is somewhat stupidly. I keep meaning to kind of actually bolt it to the wall or something so it can't be stepped on, but cat, just one of the cats, the one still sleeping on the back of my chair. The other one is exceptional at just stepping on the little rocker switch, and it's not even a rocker switch. It's not like one of those old ones. It's this big, huge surge protecty, whatever the hell. And then it just has this like arthritic-friendly, weird, big-ass button that you can, and if you're a cat, will just thump, and it'll shut everything down that's on my desk. Not that there's all that much on my desk. Well, there's a computer, obviously. But there's a phone, but that's kind of got its own battery. Occasionally, you know, Kindle or headphones recharging, whatever. The point is, the cats are just entirely too good, both at stepping on the power switch thingy, or the computer itself obviously has its own power switch, but they started putting those on top of the things, and that seems to be another easy place to step and just destroy everything nuts. I need something and I need it now. I need this. Alright. And then, yeah, just fill this in. So that, technically, once I'm done, probably even right now, I could just release the guys in the boats. I don't really want to, because I don't want to have to watch them possibly swim for their lives, and more probably duck underneath the thing and drown to death, but this will, you know, they won't be getting out of this village, ever. I'll see at the time whether I want to get a couple out of the village here, because I'm going to have a whole other village over there on top of the Guardian thing. Ocean Monument. Why is it Oceanic Monument? That thing, the monument. Are there other kinds of monuments? I'm trying to think now. I'm not aware of one. Oh, there are. There's this desert. No, that's a temple. Or a pyramid or something. It doesn't matter. The big electrocutey submerged thing over there. I'm going to get rid of and replace with a village and a small, easily controlled Guardian factory. Okay, the reason I want these is I'm going to throw this right here. And I'm actually just going to put another one over here. And now I have a minor problem. Because I used up the wood. It's okay, I can just do this. And then I have lots of wood. So yeah, when it's finished, this will just be, well, obviously the floor of the village. And The only way to get out is to use that trapdoor, the inner one that I placed. Getting in, you saw how that worked. So, any villagers, the 2 that are in here aren't leaving, and anything that they hatch out, once this is operational, should be in here forever. I could pull a couple out to start up the second village, but I could just go up to the village where I nabbed these 2 and grab 2 more. Neither is exactly easier. In geographical terms, it's easier to get them out of here. Also, I can tailor which I want, so I'm not stuck with nitwits or something useless. But that involves a lot of kind of coaxing a couple into being in a certain spot and then releasing them without releasing all the others, and it's just, in that sense, it's a lot easier just to go up north and grab a couple the way I did it here. It's not really a concern at the moment. It's going to be a while. It's going to be... I need to go into the nether, which I haven't even done. Get blaze rods. Find or buy nether bowling balls. And bowling ball, whatever those things are, the pearls. Get the hell to the stronghold, which is no longer in the neighborhood. Go into the end, kill the dragon. Get to the end cities. Kill shulkers. Make backpacks. And I've got a chicken. Oh wait, I had a chicken. Is that a second chicken? Did you get out? What happened here? No, that's still you. That's funny. Alright, so that's coming along. No, it doesn't matter. Having the chicken in there is kind of... Oh, I don't need this on me. Well, yeah, let's actually do that real quick. That'll give me a better idea how much I need to... how much dirt I need. Well, apparently... Oh, no, I did that on purpose. Thought I ran out of torches. This is going to be a sugar farm. If I'm doing it right. Yeah. Which, again, I've done before. Interestingly, there's a way I'm used to doing these, and it's about what I'm doing here, but in the last series I didn't have a lot of wool. So instead of coating this whole thing in carpet, the inside where... Hard to keep track of what I'm doing. Should still be enough. I use trapdoors, which in the past I've tried using half slabs. Just, well, in the far enough back I've tried using everything from nothing to full blocks to whatever. Kept the reeds out of the water after I pulled them down, knocked them down. But that's a really good way to get monsters spawning in your sugar field. And I don't want that. So I tried half slabs, but that was really pretty Because you can walk up them, but it's obvious that you're walking up them. It's really jarring to try to... I did that wrong. To, walking back and forth collecting stuff, and you're just up and down, and it gets really confusing at best. What is this, like the third one or the second? Third. That's probably good enough. Much more than this, and if I ignore it long enough, I won't have room, on average, to pick up all the sugarcane I pull down, so... that's good enough. And then, therefore, I can get rid of, I don't need, that I can think of, I don't need any rocks on me. I'm gonna do this as much as it sounds like a waste, because ultimately I need the, charcoal. And get these guys down here, and... probably could start to quickly throw together the sugarcane thing, but I can do that off camera. Just because I've got a... well, actually, I have 4 on me. I think there might be more in the crate. No, there aren't. I just have 4. So that's humble beginnings on that. But eventually I'll have hundreds, and each of the hundreds will be a couple sugarcanes tall, and it'll get big fast. That's what I was talking about too. This cat that's got to be 20 pounds moving around on the back of my chair and trying to change the way I'm facing. Stop it. Okay. That's the outer containment area. There will be little cubicles for these things to live in. And I can get out this way and they can't, and I'm good with that. Oh, you know what I don't have is a hoe. And just to be funny, I'm thinking about making one out of diamond, because I've still never quite got an achievement for using up a diamond hoe. It's not easy to do, although if there's going to be a map where it happens. I don't have room for that. Alright, stay. Dirt in the village goes here. So yeah, the way this differs from the other 2 I built, it's has more in common with the second one that had the farmland, so I'll just focus on that. The water under that wall doesn't have to be contained because I'm in an ocean. It's never going to affect anything. Which isn't true, actually. If I were to pull a couple of villagers out of this village for the to put into the other village, there would be that awkward issue of trying to get them over the trough, which is one reason I'm thinking more about just grabbing a couple new ones. Like, we'll see what happens. Either way, it's going to be a job. Alright, so, yeah, this is 3. The water, well, right now all water is working, but the water over there is hydrating these 2, I think. Sounds right. And then there will be water remaining in the middle. That's the other difference. It's not going to be about going in and adding water to the middle of the village this time so much as subtracting the parts that are already there that I don't want. Which is more of a hassle for obvious reasons. Although the simple answer is you just go in and thump down sand everywhere that water shouldn't be. At least source blocks shouldn't be. And then once that's done, right, you'll see, you'll just pull up the sand and suddenly you've got what you wanted in the first place. And of course at this point I'm getting time crunchy because I haven't done any jump cuts at all. I've just filled this thing over the last 26 minutes. I could probably do something about that. Like, or I could just go long. I mean, I don't think there's any law against that. I don't know, is it better to jump cut and keep this around half an hour, which is probably too late to get anywhere near that, or is it better to just go however long it takes to do all one take and it was this easy or not easy, however you look at it? I'll finish the dirt real quick regardless and then make a decision, I guess. Provided I've got enough material, and it seems like I've got it, it shouldn't really take all that long to fill in the other half of the village. Doing the interior is its own thing, but it's also less important for the moment. Because I'm going to need at least 10 villagers before I have any golems spawning, and I don't have that. Yep, not close enough. Oops. What? Do something. Well, yeah, see, right now it would be sort of safe to let them out, provided they swam over and jumped up instead of slipping under. I'm not sure it matters. I might leave them there until there's nowhere they can go that's bad. I might also, since I've got this handy, just start filling in the... I just realized I've got this corner issue where I can't actually put reeds. Give me that. Nah, if I jump cut now, it's just going to be weird. Like, you know, in an effort to come back with 60 seconds left to talk about what I jump cut for. I'll just keep going, and, you know, you're probably watching this on a computer, which I include a phone as a computer. You can fast forward or whatever you don't want to see, I suppose. Yeah, now I've technically got this stuff growing and therefore, you know, making its way toward... What do I have? Huh. Those. I'm never going to use these for anything. I don't think. I don't like them very much, and they might fit in with the dirt, like as far as aesthetics. Don't know. Really don't know. I mean, to me they look a lot like dirt, but I'm colorblind, so I could be way off. No, wait, bad. Please leave the water. The good news, I guess... Oh, I just did that all stupid. I forgot something. So that was not the good news. I'm out of dirt. Sort of. Once I get the dirt in the village converted to farmland. That's kind of all the dirt that I'll need for a while, I guess. At some point I want to actually get my own farm system started up. And, have whatever types of food available, because right now I've got 3 apples. But, apart from that, once I get the farmland within the village, I can plant... I think I'm going to go... I did this last time too. I'm going to go with carrots, because while they're not all that nutritionally awesome, and it takes more than... It takes like... I think it takes 12 carrots per villager to get them mating, which is, you know, more than the 9 wheats that it takes to make 3 breads to the same effect. But a problem I've had in the past is using wheat. The farmers eventually get so full of seeds that they can't get rid of because they don't know how, that production shuts down. Like, they can get to the point that they're out of room and can't pick up new wheat, so they can't turn it into bread. It just sits there and eventually decays or evaporates. Shut up. With carrots, the biggest issue is that they might use them for breeding before they plant them, so I guess they could run out, but it's wrong. If I get kind of started early, that I should have enough carrots that they'll just never really get to that point. Waste a couple of diamonds. Yeah, really. I'm funny that way. I've still got this. Oh, how's this doing? Good. Less good. I'm gonna want that, actually. Alright, and, because of the way the water is right now, being everywhere, I can just kind of do everything here without too much concern that a given cube will get dehydrated. It will take a bit of caution when I'm doing the inside, because there's a couple of points where I'm going to get rid of water and therefore there won't be hydrated farmland. But, you know, the diamond hoe, I don't think it matters. It's going to take a lot to wear this thing out. Doing this more traditionally, it takes about 3 stone hoes and like 1.5 iron hoes. So with this and then the other village eventually, and I'm going to have my own farmland, which is going to be about 480 more plots. Well, actually a little less than that because of melons and things. But there's definitely going to be a long life in front of this this hoe if I don't lose it somewhere. Did I get all of it? Sure, why not? It doesn't hurt me that much to have this with me, I guess. Go find the carrots that I should have. Oh, and I have... Yeah, that's gonna be... I'm gonna want this set up before anything that isn't me goes into cultivate. So, put that there, and then... Go ahead and give me lots of wood, because this will take a bit. Then we just go fill this in, and... What? Oh, because I'm on farmland. That was stupid. Well, I lost a torch. Which I'd rather not have happen. Yeah, this... The water here goes through these three and hits that one, so for now it's safe. And then, eventually this is going to kind of mirror the other side there. There will be cubicles over here. The difference is the third one in this row is going to be a backup wall, a second wall internally that keeps the villagers from just jumping into the iron factory. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to finish this. I think I've got, with the trees that are over there, I should be able to get enough wood to do what I need without having to do a lot of sitting around. I could probably stand to chop them down nowish to make sure, but I think I've got everything I need to just finish this all up and have an episode that ends up being closer to an hour. In fact, possibly closer by going over. But I don't know. Don't much care. I suppose I get paid either way. As it were. Well, there's advert revenue. But. So yeah, from that perspective, it's all the same to me. I don't care how long an episode is, as long as it's not so long that nobody wants to watch it. Which may be the case, I don't know. Yeah, so... And then this, yeah, when this is done, I'll have the wall on the inside. Oh, I missed a spot. Apparently. I still don't have a sword. I probably ought to look into that one of these days. Alright, let me go grab trees just to make sure that I have everything I need to make this work. Because I don't really want to run out of wood and then be standing around wondering if I should jump cut after all. One advantage I guess I see to doing it this way is that I've seen way too many little tutorials which invariably start up with, you know, what up YouTube? It's like, really? Did you, like, lease this catchphrase? Does anyone ever not say that in a tutorial? So, I've seen way too many where A, they're showing you how to do something in creative mode with no concession for the fact that you can't fly around. It's not even about materials they're using, even though they're always using something silly like big iron blocks or something that would take years to accumulate beforehand. But they're jumping into teaching you how to make something that you can do in the first game week of playing in survival, because you'll need it. And then they're just jumping around and kind of telling you after the fact what they did. And if you're really going to see how something's accomplished, it makes sense to me that do it in more of a time frame where someone can actually just follow along. Either with a couple of monitors or hitting pause to go back and forth to the game and try it. I don't know if anyone... Oh, nuts. I don't know if anyone's too geeked about using this design for a village, although I like it. But my point remains, it's, if you're going to show someone how to do something, don't just jump around with infinite iron blocks and whatever. It's just awkward if you're following along to, you know, suddenly jump to, and, you know, it's like a cooking show where, well, and here's the thing we prepared earlier, and somehow it looks like this, even though there's no way it could have. That you can, you know, that you can understand from having watched what we did in the first place. Alright, now I don't want that, I don't want anything. I want these. Oh, I do want this though. Yeah, that makes sense. This is easy. Oh, nighttime. Maybe I can get it done. It's just pretty much building a wall, which I've just realized I can't do right now. How much room? Because I am about to strand these guys forever in here. So one's out of the water, you two, come on. Get out, get out, get out. Okay, whatever, you figure it out at your own pace. You strange Montessori moron. Okay, on the topic, move. Would you not be in the water anymore? I can't finish this while you're in the water. And don't be next to the water. It's bad too. It's about to get really dark. In what amounts to a really wide, unfinished village. So I gotta do something about that real quick. That's the other thing, the tutorials never account for monsters attacking while you're working. I think the weirdest tutorials are the ones where, you know, here's a thing that's going to produce all of these monsters to fight in creative mode. What's the point? And I'm talking about things that you couldn't reasonably replicate in survival mode. But we're going to design this thing that, you know, gives you 43 million zombies per hour or something. And it just never really makes any sense. I don't get the point of trying to hack away at monsters in creative. If you're in creative, you can just get this little... You can get whatever a monster would drop, and then plus you could get the potion of enchanting. And I don't know why people play in creative mode. It's not playing, it's planning at best. But maybe that's just me. It almost seems like the difference between getting a bunch of random Legos and buying a Lego model kit, which is I still consider a recent development. Never been thrilled with the... Because honestly, anything you make out of Legos doesn't look very good. It looks like it's made out of Legos. It's got the little Lego pips and everything all over it. It looks bad. So this isn't Monogram, where you're building a pre-made model and ending up with something that looks like a smallish and instantly dusty version of a real thing. I understand making random objects out of a bunch of Legos. But yeah, I see similarities in playing survival mode is like having random Legos, and creative mode is like trying to follow the instructions and ending up with something. It's not a perfect analogy, but they both annoy me about the same amount, so it works for me. Come on, I could stand to make a better axe. I mean, if I was going to make a better tool, that would be the one, because technically I can buy a diamond pickaxe from either of those two guys. And, I don't have anyone who can give me a, diamond axe yet. I will have. But until then, since that's going to be a while from now, I've got to, either make my own with limited diamonds. I mean, diamonds by definition are limited. You can't... There's nowhere to get lots of them. It's not like cobblestone, or... It's not even much like dirt or sand, which is also technically finite, but not too hard to find. So I've either got to keep making these annoying stone things, or make a diamond axe, or really quickly get to the point that I can buy a diamond axe from a villager. Because this is unreasonable. Yeah, thinking about it, I'm probably done needing this tree up here. Just because at this point I want to start pulling down the island and flattening it so that I can do better things with the area. Like, you know, building a big pasture for animals. So I think I'm gonna just give up on this. And I should have enough wood to finish this, or come real close to finishing it. Alright, so this being down a lot of the time, cubicles are just... See, that's a bad example. Are just every other block. There's a half slab here. And that'll be the same... Damn it. I apparently need more caffeine. It'll be the same on the inside. Okay, this is not fair. I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong, but it's just not listening to me. That was close. Okay, real quick, I need, like, you know, that's probably fine, I don't care. That is in fact more than I need, but I have a use, ultimately. On the inside, you can't tell because that's down, but on the outside they go in the corners and then alternate. Here they go in one first, and that way it lines up with the one here. It's not required, it's just kind of the most efficient design. Because that way you can enclose villagers on the inside without having to have weird fences poking out the sides. And then now that I have all of these slabs left over, I can just use them kind of quickly like this. And it amounts to about the same thing as just using real blocks. And filling these in does a couple of good jobs. One is hatchling villagers would end up under these things, and occasionally they glitch when they get bigger and end up not where I want them to be, so it'll just prevent them from wandering around underneath the things. And second, I can more easily thump fences in here in a sec, because that's the next step. Alright, I'm going to need a whole bunch of wood, so just give me this. Because just filling in this part is the easy element. Do not put one here. I wouldn't have thought it, but I tried that once, and a villager managed to jump up, even though... I didn't think there was any way they could jump onto a trapdoor, but I guess if there's wood beneath the trapdoor, they can somehow jump that high suddenly. I don't know if that's still true. It may have been a version glitch. Nuts. But it's just easiest to not even try. You have to be a little careful with this, because if these guys decide they don't want to be here and you set one down in the wrong spot like I did a minute ago, they're gone. Okay. Now I need what I would randomly call a bunch of these. Oh, and also a bunch of sticks. Okay, how many is this going to get me? That's about real close to what I want. Give that a try and see what we get. And these just go here. Followed incidentally by, and I gotta assemble some torches to do this, but I want to put a torch on each one of these. It's massive overkill, but it's the sort of kill that I want, because I don't want zombies getting in or spawning and eating up my guys. And it just kind of looks neat. Every little cubicle gets its own little desk lamp. Nuts. Also never miss. It's bad. I might be too short. Like number 2 short. Personally, I'm about 6.5 feet tall. But that's me. Which still might be too short. If I ever go up against some Scandinavian basketball team. Also, I don't like playing basketball. It's a lot of squeaky running back and forth. Yeah, I'm going to need 2 more of these. But that's okay, because that's a number I can remember. Well, I also need a bunch of this. So A, give me 3 of these. B, sleep. And then, I also need like 96 of these. That would be 7. Because these are going to go in between the fence posts, somewhat obviously. So there's 62. There's 9. So we're not quite there yet. Hang on. That's 30. I'm going to need 2 more after this. No, I'm going to need... No, I'm not sure. I think it's 2 more. I think it's 64 and 32 works out to... Yeah, 60 and 36. Doesn't matter right now. I'll just finish this off. But not in a smart way. And the trick here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th one is the actual middle. It will be of the... I want to leave this gate open because as soon as I can, I want to put villagers in the 4 middle spot. Why did I do that? middle spots. In order to start shaping the village so that I don't have golems just spawning wherever they like. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I got that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm suddenly really curious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. I'm just making sure I hadn't somehow gone 5 meters short when I was building the perimeter, because I don't want that to happen. I've done way too much since then. That would be the time for a jump cut and deletion and rollback and stuff. Whoa, where did I start on this? Oh, good. So I do in fact need 2 more. Well, that's not that hard to do. And then I need to make a bunch of torches, and then we'll effectively have a village. And I'm out of something I need. Oh, nuts. What do I still need? Yeah, why not? Give me that. And give me... how many of these do you have? Well, not that many. What about now? Oh, that's a lot. Okay, that'll work. Go throw these where they go, which is over here. Yeah, it's going to be about an hour. I'm not going to bother filling in the middle right now. I can do that off camera. It's not that important. Well, I might fill in the middle on camera. I'm just not going to do it today. This is going to be just exactly enough torches. We're going to have 1 left. So yeah, this is, you know, preliminary overkill. There's really no doubt, but it does prevent, even in a raid, whatever you call it, when every once in a while the zombies just show up regardless of lighting and attack a village. They can spawn inside, but only like right here. And I could probably come up with a way to prevent. What did I misunderstand? Well, that's weird. How did that... There should be 36, and I had 37. Did I lose some torches somewhere? Oh, no, never mind. There's 40, not 36. That explains it. Okay. So that goes there. And then, I thought so. Well, yeah, that's an hour. Let's that's basically the village. I gotta still do the inside and then the doors, obviously. And that I'm not ready for because I have some trees handy, but I still need more doors than I have. The thumping in the doors is nothing special. You stand up here and just put them down. It'll be obvious in the end how it looks, or how it was done, I think. So I'm just going to cut this here. I'll fill in the doors off camera, get this built up, and the middle can wait until I've got a reason to have a middle, and it'll be easy enough to fill in. That's going to be its own project. It might even go over half an hour itself. Yeah, so for now I'm going to let this go, and I'll just see you next time, and that'll be that. Bye.